What is going on today, guys? AU here, and today we're going to be talking about our GBF draft, and we've kind of made some changes to it that the team definitely needed. If you saw Tuesday's GBF video, we had a pretty rough time in that one, and if you saw week 2, we had a pretty rough time in that one. All in all, our team, I feel like it was really good. It just doesn't fit me, doesn't fit my play style. We don't have that much momentum, all kinds of stuff. But before we get into any of that, I do want to say that if you are new here, subscribe and click the like button, because that is what's going to help me out the most. And yeah, so we're using the same thing that we used for my video it was my how to draft video, the ISL power rankings. We're using that same document, so shout outs to KJ. KJ is also the one that kind of helped me out picking these trades that I needed to make, and I try to get some more momentum on the team and stuff, and also Mr. Polo. We've all kind of made trades this week. I think KJ was doing it in like TBA, and then Polo did it in ISL. But yeah, so I actually kind of like derped up a good bit, because I thought that we got 5 trades in this league, but we only get 3. So whenever I was making my trades, I made 4, and then I made a whole video, and then I only got 3 trades. So I have to re-record this so that I can talk about the 3 trades that I actually made, because they are a little bit different than what I made before. And you can even see I got the video, like the video is ready to post right here. So yeah, that's a thing. But hopefully this one gets out pretty soon, and probably like it should be like around like 2 o'clock, I would think, 1 or 2. So that's not a huge deal. But we're gonna jump right into these transactions. And talking about the team that I have right now, I just feel like we're not able to keep up on the momentum game. We're not able to keep up offensive pressure. Our defensive checks are not that great. Our slow pivots are not that great. So it's just like, it's hard to get positioning for Charizard X or Alakazam to come in, set up, and sweep at that point. And we don't have a lot of Pokemon that give off like mid-game pressure. Like if you watch week 3, Galvantula really did that behind Light Screen that game, where it would just get off Earthquake here and there, and it just like chipped the team down enough to where at that point Charizard could have really come in at any point and swept the game, which is that's what kind of Pokemon we need. Shaman does that if you're running like an offensive Shaman. I tried to do that with Galvantula last week and it did not work, and Polion doesn't really do that. And with my low tiers, I don't like any of my low tiers. I don't like Stoutland, I don't like Haunter, I don't like Lycanroc. I like Girder, I just don't think he fits on the team that well, just because, like I said, we need some better bulk, and I need a more offensive fighting type, which I'm really happy in the fighting type that I got, that you'll see. But to start out, I do want to, we'll start out with Galvantula. I traded Galvantula. First, I tried to trade Galvantula with Chansey, but since I only got 3 trades, I couldn't do that. So we traded Galvantula for Blissey, because Chansey was 12 points, Blissey was 10 points. So when I made this trade, I really needed to get rid of Girder, and I needed to pick up its trade, and I needed to get rid of Stoutland and pick up its trade. And if I did that, then I had to change from Chansey to Blissey, which is fine, because Blissey is still super bulky, gets teleport, which is what I really wanted with the team, because that's like the ultimate positioning tool. I know a lot of people hate the changes to teleport. I love the changes to teleport. I love Wish teleport. I love Clefable, all that. Like, it just fits my playstyle so well. The only thing with Blissey is you can't run Wish and teleport on the same set. And when I figured out that, it was kind of like, but at the same time, I don't really care, because Wish is a lot better with like bulky offense, and we don't really have bulky offense. Like Charizard's not bulky, Alakazam's not bulky, Shaman can be bulky, but outside of that, I'm not that worried about Wish passing. If I do need to Wish pass, it'll be Wish hard pass. So right now my sets probably will be like teleport, toxic, soft boiled, seismic toss, or something like that. So yeah, that's basically the Blissey. It's like a huge special wall, so you can just run max HP, max defense, and it's gonna wall anything on the special side. Just to give you an idea on that, Thundurus max. Let's see, we'll even do Modest here. A Thunder from Thundurus on Modest on a Blissey only does 25%. So we can soft boil all that back. Like if you're on the special side, you're gonna get walled completely. So that's definitely a thing. And yeah, so I'm really excited about the Blissey just because I needed that wall. Gliscor is a good defensive wall. Blissey is now a good special defensive wall, so we have those two Pokemon to pivot in and out. And like I said, with Teleport, it gives us the ultimate positioning tool that we could ever need, so that's great. And then with Stoutland, I really needed a Rotom. Rotom Fan is what we picked up, because when we lost Galvantula, we needed to pick up another electric type, and our only stab flying type is technically Gliscor, because Charizard becomes a dragon type after it mega evolves, and Gliscor's flying type move pool is just not good at all. So Air Slash gives us another good flying type stab move to have, which is good. We also get Volt Switch in Rotom again, which we lost in Galvantula. When I was using Galvantula, to me, Volt Switching out was kind of scary-ish, because ground types could come in and hit Galvantula pretty hard, whereas Rotom gets Levitate. So if a ground type comes in, it's not even going to be able to hit Rotom anyway, so at that point I can just hard switch out or do whatever. I could even hit him with an Air Slash. I could stay in, I could Will-O-Wisp, I could Paint Split, I could like Rotom could run supportive, offensive, I can Nasty Plot, I can do a bunch of things. So yeah, that's the thing with Rotom. When I was using Galvantula, I just felt like it didn't keep up the momentum like I wanted it to. It didn't apply the offensive pressure that I wanted it to. I wasn't liking the Suicide Focus actually with Sticky Webs. I didn't feel like I needed Sticky Webs a lot. So I think Rotom's just overall going to be better on the team than Galvantula. And Stoutland, I don't think I was ever going to bring Stoutland to a game. It was cool when I picked it up, but I have not found a game when I was able to bring it. And since we got Blissey, we don't need another normal type, so I traded those two out, and it was a pretty good trade. I would say that's a pretty, yeah, that's a really good trade for me. And then our last trade was actually Girder, so we are stuck with Haunter and Lycanroc Midnight, just because, like I said, we only get 3 trades. In my other one, I traded Lycanroc Midnight out for Crustle, just because I felt like that was better, but we are stuck with Lycanroc Midnight, and that's not horrible. I'd rather be stuck with that than Girder. And we traded Girder out for Passimian. So Passimian is, like I was talking about, Pokemon that apply a lot of mid-game pressure. Passimian's that Pokemon. A Scarf Passimian with knockoff, close combat, whatever, is great to just chip away teams. There's not a ton of switch-ins to Passimian, so that's great, because the things you would switch into Passimian are Ghost types and Psychic types, and you can hit both of those with knockoff, which is great. And getting rid of items is always great. We can also run knockoff on Gliscor and knockoff on Empoleon, so you have triple knockoff, and your opponent just doesn't have any items besides their Mega, so that's great. It also gives U-Turn, which is another fast pivot if you're Scarf, and a slow pivot if you're like Assault Vest or something, which is great. It has the potential to be fast or slow. It's a great Scarfer. It has the potential to be Adamant Scarf and all kinds of stuff. I just basically, like, it added another U-Turner that I felt like I needed, which is great. And Rotom also adds a Defogger, which is great. But yeah, that's pretty much it in that aspect. If we look at our type weakness chart here, you can see we still have 4 ground type weaknesses, but now 2 of those are immune. Okay, so it's not counting Rotom as a ground type weakness because it's also flying type. So Haunter is one of the ground type weaknesses, but it's immune, so that's great. We have 3 immunities now that we can play around with ground type weaknesses, because they all ground types like Charizard's biggest weakness, and now that we have those switch-ins, that's great because it can kind of force their opponent to play their ground types pretty smart. So that's the thing. And then we also got another rocker in Blissey, which is like a pretty reliable rocker in my opinion, just because it's so bulky, so you can kind of always get up Stealth Rocks if you want to. And then we still have them in Gliscor and Empoleon. We got another Defogger and Rotom Fan, like I was saying. We got U-Turn and we got U-Turn in Gliscor, U-Turn in Passimian, Volt Switch in Rotom, Teleport in Blissey. So we have a bunch of positioning tools that we need. Blissey also gets Wish, Healing Wish, Heal Bell, Aromatherapy. So one way to stop Charizard from sweeping is Toxic Stall it, like Toxic Protect. So Aromatherapy helps out with that a lot. The same thing with, like, if I was running Passimian and it got burned, I needed to run Aromatherapy that week, we can. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the team. Like, I'm pretty happy with the changes that we made. I may try to make a trade with somebody, maybe for like Lycanroc, but I doubt I'm going to get rid of it. I was excited for Lycanroc. It's just, to me, it doesn't hit that hard. Maybe I just need the right matchup for it, but for right now, it just seems to be dead weight on the team. Now we are missing a bug and an ice type stab now, but that's fine to me. We get ice beam with Empoleon. Haunter might also get ice beam. So far, not having the ice type stab hasn't hurt me that much. The bug type stab, I'm not sure. I didn't have bug type stab in NSL, and I won that league. So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see on how I do with this one. But overall, I think we have great positioning tools. We have Thunder Wave speed control. We have setup sweepers in Alakazam and Charizard X. We have checks like Gliscor and Blissey. Rotom is also pretty good. It's like all around bulky sometimes. A Passimian can be bulky. We have good Scarfers in Passimian and Lycanroc, and then maybe even Haunter if I need one. But yeah, overall, I like this draft a lot. And now I'm going to try to get this video out as quickly as I can. So that is where I'm going to leave you. So if you like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.